How was your break? What's up, 1010? I was thinking about y'all as I was biking around and came to this. Just happened to come to this. It kind of reminded me of something. I'm not sure what. Drawn to it. Look, more trains and more bridges. The universe is telling me something. I guess one never really knows just how many bridges run over how many train tracks in one's city until that person goes around looking for them, and then suddenly that's all you see. Alright, gang, first of all, a couple of general stuff. First of all, I hope everyone is well. I hope everyone is safe and has found a place where they can do some good work on your own for the next 5 weeks or so. One thing that this is going to require of everybody is to be just a little bit more on the ball, a little bit more self-motivated in order to finish the semester strong, because we won't have regular class meetings, but by and large, very little else about the course is going to change. We've lost a week. We can handle that. I need to ask each of you on Monday or whenever it is that you see this to send me an email during the first week that we're back, just to touch base with me, just to confirm that you are checking in, that you're on board, and that you're going to try to finish the rest of the semester strong. Pellissippi has a team put together specifically to reach out to people who don't check in with their professors during this first week. And if I don't hear from you, you may be hearing from other people from the college. So just let me know that you are here. Let me know that you are going to be checking in online and going to be participating in the rest of the course. Secondly, if you didn't see the other video that I sent out, go ahead and watch it, specifically the part that asks you to go ahead and get connected with Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams, once again, free for you to use. You can access it in the exact same place that you access the online version of Word and your webmail. So we're not going to use Teams for much more than just online office hours and keeping in touch. Right now it looks like that pretty much every day, Monday to Friday, between the hours of noon and say 3, I'm just going to be online. I'm going to have Teams open. I'm going to be getting work done, and I'm going to be trying to check email from you, and I'm going to be available for asking questions through chat, or if you are comfortable with it and you can, to actually talk through video conferencing, and all of that can be done through Teams. So need to be able to access that, and if you have any questions about it, just send me an email, bcheckin_d2l. There will be instructions and other links. That's the third thing. Check Brightspace for updates, check it for new assignments. Discussion posts are still going to be a thing. It's still going to happen. In fact, discussion posts will largely be how we get homework done. More on that in a second. As far as what is up there right now, the prompts for the second 2 essays are up there, and there's something called the Source Evaluation Scorecard. There will be a whole other video dedicated to that and how it applies to our research. So stay in touch. You're going to need to stay in touch with me and be checking in for new content in order to really have a clear picture of what we're going to do. Let's talk about this coming week. We ended in kind of an okay place to end under these circumstances, where we had simply laid out the parameters of a problem, and even then the original goal was going to be at first just to research that problem. Both of our essays that we have left to write in the semester are going to be about the train scenario. A guy walking across a bridge, sees a family on a set of train tracks underneath, can't escape an oncoming train. You have the option to push a boulder and wreck the train and save the family. You know, I would imagine they put rails like this, fences like this here for a reason. I'm sure all that sounds familiar. May have been a while since you've thought about it. But that will be the subject matter of both of our remaining essays. The first essay is going to be a completely objective and unbiased and non-argumentative discussion of research, because there's a lot that we need to know. We need to know about What is on the train? We need to know about what kind of laws are put in place to protect people who act to help. We're going to need to be able to try to explain as best we can why the family might be on the track. These were all questions that we had asked ourselves in class before the break. And these will be the questions that we need to sort of remind ourselves about in the coming week. For right now, the only thing that you need to worry about is there's a discussion post online about the train. All the questions that we had about the train, we need to now do research on. So we need to answer some questions like, how many people are we talking about on board a passenger train? What's the average capacity of a passenger train? How many lives would we be putting at risk if we decided to push the boulder and wreck it? We need to know what kind of materials and contents might be on a train that is a freight train. What tends to happen when a freight train is derailed? How often do freight trains carry hazardous material? Assuming that it's a freight train with no other passengers, trains don't run themselves. How many people does it take to run a train? Because we're putting somebody's lives at risk. I don't know why I'm drawn to this. For right now, for the first discussion post, all I really want you to focus on is the train. Research all the information you can about the train. For our research purposes, what we're mostly going to use is simply Google. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be able to use any old thing that you find from Google. We're going to have to put some thought into which of the myriad sources we find from Google when we search how many people does it take to run a train. We're going to need to be a little choosy about which sources end up in our essays, because credibility of our sources matter, because the expertise of the person writing the source matters. The potential argumentative tactics at play matter when it comes to choosing a source. So our first discussion post is essentially going to be the whole class getting together and researching a question and then coming together on the discussion post and sharing their answers. That will be the first assignment for the third essay. There will be a separate video later about an item that I've already placed in Brightspace called the Source Evaluation Scorecard. It is essentially just a list of questions that you should ask about any source in order to ascertain whether or not it is credible and therefore viable in an academic essay like the one we're writing. Look out for that video later in this week, but for right now, between Monday and Wednesday of this week, the only real homework in the class will be to post about what is on board the train. And we're not just asking questions anymore. When you answer a question about what might be on the train, on the discussion post, you need to be linking to sources. We're going to work together to compile these sources. Ideally, all of us should be able to agree on the facts of the situation. What the likelihood of the train containing passengers versus the likelihood of it containing something dangerous. These are not matters of opinion. So we should all be able to come together and agree about those kinds of facts. Where we can argue, and what we'll do for the second essay that we have to write, is what do we do with that? So our second essay, which there'll be more information about later, will be actually your chance to say what you think you should do and to answer yes or no, and then to argue against people who answered opposite of you. A lot more about that coming. For right now, just get that first discussion post done by Wednesday. Bear in mind that the same rules apply for the discussion post. Your original post needs to be 250 words. Your responses need to be around 100 words, something thoughtful, something a little bit more than, hey, I like what you just said there. I like what you said and how you said it. Post. Put your back into it. You're going to have to put your back into things probably a little bit more. I can post these videos and I can assign the assignments, but in terms of you doing what you need and getting the resources you need to do it right and staying in touch with me and asking questions when you have them, I'm not in your face anymore to be able to prod you and get you to ask the question that's on your mind. You're going to have to reach out to me. You can reach out to me via email, chat in Teams. That's where we'll start. We're just going to take it one step at a time. And every new step there will be, I'll put out a new video like this. I'll try to keep up the pace, but mostly be checking your email, be checking Brightspace for more content. We're going to get through this, guys. I really do think so. It's going to be a challenge for sure, for everybody included. for the most part, just know that we're not going to be doing anything different than we have done in the past, other than we're not going to be able to meet in person. And that's a bummer. That's a big enough bummer. But we're going to be able to get through it. We're going to be able to do good work. You're going to be able to write good essays, and you're going to be able to finish the semester strong. As I've said before, the name of the game for me, as far as all this is concerned, is patience. I want to be patient with you. If you can be patient with me, we can show each other a little bit of grace as we all go through a less than ideal end to the semester. And then 5 weeks from now, we can put it all behind us forever. It'll be great. I mean this with all sincerity. I miss you. I wish we were doing this face to face. This tends to be a really fun project for everyone involved. And if we were in a classroom, there might be at least some buffer between my voice and the airplanes flying overhead as I record these videos. But you know, we're all doing what we can, and we all got to be patient. This is uncharted territory for us all. Peace and love to you all. We can do this. Email me with questions. Email me anyway. That's all for now. Look out for another video soon about what to do with the sources that you look for on Google. Peace out, kids.